Operation Aphrodite was a daring and innovative plan by the United States Army Air Forces to use old and obsolete bombers as precision-guided munitions against some of the most heavily defended targets in Nazi-occupied Europe. The idea was to load the bombers with tons of explosives, fly them by remote control, and crash them into enemy bunkers, submarine pens, and rocket sites. The operation was named after the Greek goddess of love and beauty, perhaps as a contrast to the destruction it was meant to cause. The concept of Operation Aphrodite emerged in mid-1944, when the Allies were facing a new threat from Germany, the V weapons. These were long-range rockets and flying bombs that could strike London and other cities with little warning and no defense. The V weapons were launched from hidden sites in France, Belgium, and the Netherlands, some of which were protected by thick concrete walls and roofs. Conventional bombing raids had little effect on these hardened targets, and the Allies needed a more effective way to destroy them. The solution was to use radio-controlled aircraft as guided missiles. The USAF had already experimented with such technology in the Pacific Theater, where they used B-24 Liberators fitted with Azon guidance systems to attack Japanese ships and bridges. Azon was a radio device that allowed an operator in another plane to steer the bomb by adjusting its tail fins. The USAF decided to apply this concept to a larger scale, using B-17 Flying Fortresses and PB-4Y Liberators as the flying bombs. The operation involved several steps. First, the bombers were stripped of all unnecessary equipment, such as guns, armor, seats, and bomb racks, to reduce their weight and increase their payload capacity. Then, they were loaded with about 20,000 pounds of Torpex, a powerful explosive that was more effective than TNT. Next, they were fitted with Azon guidance systems, as well as 2 television cameras that transmitted images of the cockpit instruments and the ground below to a mother plane that followed behind. Finally, they were painted with bright colors and markings to distinguish them from regular bombers. The mission began with a 2-man crew taking off in the drone plane and flying it to a designated point near the target. There, they would arm the explosives, bail out by parachute, and be picked up by friendly forces. Meanwhile, the mother plane would take over the control of the drone plane and guide it toward the target using the radio signals and the television images. The mother plane would also have a safety officer who could abort the mission by sending a code word if something went wrong. The operation was risky and complex, requiring precise timing, coordination, and communication. It also faced many challenges and difficulties, such as bad weather, enemy interference, mechanical failures, and human errors. Many of the drone planes missed their targets or crashed prematurely, sometimes endangering friendly troops or civilians on the ground. Some of the crews who bailed out were captured or killed by the enemy. And some of the targets were already destroyed or abandoned by conventional attacks before the drone planes could reach them. Despite these problems, Operation Aphrodite continued until January 1945, with about 25 missions flown against various targets in France, Belgium, Germany, and Norway. The results were mixed and inconclusive. Some of the missions achieved direct hits or near misses that caused significant damage or disruption to the enemy facilities. Others had little or no effect at all. The most famous and tragic mission was the one that killed Joseph P. Kennedy Jr., the elder brother of future President John F. Kennedy. He was piloting a BQ-8 Liberator that exploded over England before he could bail out. Operation Aphrodite was a bold attempt to use new technology to overcome old challenges. It showed both the potential and the limitations of remote-controlled warfare. It also demonstrated the courage and sacrifice of those who volunteered for such dangerous missions. Although it did not achieve its ultimate objectives, it paved the way for future developments in guided missiles and drones.